Hey guys, welcome to Atari Series 7, and today I'm reviewing this, which is the DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Devastator Batman Earth -1 or -1. This is really cool. Really blessed to pick this up today, and honestly did not expect to find this. I actually thought that my local stores had already gotten in their shipment, so I wasn't expecting to actually find this guy anytime soon, but I went in and saw him and I thought it was really cool. And I gotta say, he takes up the package. And, like, if I can show you guys real quickly up here, this is my gold Wonder Woman figure. I bought a second one because I really like this figure. Like, look at her in the package. Like, you can see her feet there. Like, she's got all this room. Now, look at Devastator. He is literally barely fitting in this package. And I gotta tell you, it is so heavy. They put this reinforced kind of like hook here, and it's a little bit different than the classic one or like the regular ones, but this is reinforced, and this is really smart because this will protect it from breaking. But still, if you buy this and keep it in box, I do not recommend hanging it from this like for a long period of time, kind of like how my Wonder Woman was, because just eventually the weight of this is going to break it. You have 12 and up here, you have the Mcfarlane Toys logo. I think that's a new logo they started using for Wave 2, and then you have Batman Earth -1. I think it's negative, it might be minus. I haven't really read Dark Knight's Metal, but I like the design for this. He's also called the Devastator, so it's kind of weird that they put, that on there. And then I want to show you guys the barcode real quick. And as you can see, it says Earth -1 Batman, DC Metal. And then on the back here, we have this really awesome artwork. And I really love that they put this artwork on the packaging. It just looks so cool. Like, it's him screaming and rain. And then you have some of the other characters in the wave. Now, weirdly enough, all of the characters on the back are Wave 2 characters and not Wave 3. Is this Wave 3? But yeah, let's open this up. And here we have the massive Devastator out of packaging. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Devastator is a combination of Batman and Doomsday, so he's pretty awesome looking. I know there's been some confusion as to whether he's Doomsday or not. I think, again, he's just more of a combination of Batman and Doomsday. Either way, he just looks amazing, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who will customize this into a Doomsday or just kind of use it as Doomsday in their collection because, I mean, it's just awesome looking, and it's really cool, and it's definitely one of the most unique figures I think Mcfarlane has kind of done. And here we have the trading card. As you can see, it's that artwork, looks really cool. It doesn't come with a sleeve, I just always put mine in there. And then it gives you a bio, and I like the bios on them. It's pretty cool. I guess the data file is what it's called. And yeah, so here we have Devastator out of packaging. And I really like his face, like it's got this blackish gray on it. He's got these really red eyes, and he's got these ears that almost look like Batman's cowl, and I think that's pretty cool. He's also got a articulated neck jaw. I love articulated neck jaws. They're like my favorite thing on action figures. I think they're so cool, and not many toy lines do that, so I like it. I also love how his teeth look. They look kind of creepy. I will say I think my neck jaw is messed up a little bit, but either way, not a big issue. He does have his tongue in there. I've heard some people say that the tongue can move, but I'm not able to get mine to move, so I don't know if it's just mine, because he does have some stiff points, or if it's like that in general. He's also got this black here for his arms, and it's really pointy. And I gotta say, this guy is very heavy, and yeah, he's just got a lot of spikes on him, and he's heavy, so beware of that. And then you have the kind of little emblem there with a bat, and it almost kind of looks like his suit here was a bat suit at one point, but I'm not 100% sure of that, so I don't want to say that. And he's got different colors on him. He's over here he's whiter, over here he's blacker, and he's got gray. He's got kind of mixed in, and he just looks really cool. And he's got these kind of almost bat wings on his elbows there. And again, so even though he's more of a Doomsday looking character, it's really cool how they have those subtle kind of nods to Batman. And he's got almost Wolverine claws on his fist, and they're just massive. He's just a massive character. And it's so hard to believe that Mcfarlane put this out as a $20 figure. And then here you have kind of again, more of the black, and then you have the feet, which are massive and really creepy kind of looking, but they have some nice paint on them, and that's pretty cool. And then you have more of the kind of ripped clothing that goes all the way around his back, and I feel it's sculpted well. There's not a lot of paint detailing going on, but the sculpt, I think the sculpt makes up for it. There's just so much of the sculpted detail on this guy, and it's really hard to kind of get it all on camera here. And going over articulation, you got a 360 at the head. You can look up and down. You got a nice range of movement. Like I said, you have the neck jaw, which is pretty cool, articulated neck jaw. You got 360 arms, swing out at the shoulders. Keep in mind, this figure is a little stiff, but be careful with him. You don't want to break him. And he does have butterfly joints. It's kind of hard to maneuver, and it doesn't really look like he has butterfly joints. But once you start turning his arms a little bit, you can kind of tell that he does have them, which I think is kind of impressive. You have a 360 there, and you have a single joint elbow. You got a 360 at the wrist, and it's on that weird type hinge. You got that torso joint that rotates 360 but also moves. The legs forwards, backwards, and outwards. I don't think any of these have really like thigh cuts, but you have a single joint knee, and it does kind of rotate here at the boot. I'm gonna say this is hidden very well. You don't really see that this is an articulation point. Then the legs forwards, or the feet kick forward a little bit, or I don't know why I want to say kick forward, but yeah, they move forward a little bit. It's kind of hard to move it, but it also goes side to side. And then you have the toe articulation. Now, toe articulation on big figures like this, and most figures in general, can be bad because they can eventually break. But it looks like, and I might be wrong about this, but it looks like Mcfarlane has actually used a metal pen as opposed to their previous plastic pens. And if that's the case, and that is an actual metal pen, that is so cool. And that's, again, part of why I love this series so much, because they put so much care into it. So obviously the metal pen will hold up better. And it's just a smart detail. Also, you do get a base. You get a base with all these figures. Some of them are kind of basic, to be honest, but you know, it is a base, and I'm happy that you get them because bases can be very useful. And especially for a character like Devastator, I would recommend, if you're putting him on a shelf, do not put him very close to the front, because if this guy falls, he's probably going to break. Like I said, he's super heavy. And then also, too, because he's heavy, it kind of makes him fall a little bit, so you might want to use that base or just have him like push more to the back. But either way, he's really cool. And I want to show off a comparison really quickly here with the Batman Who Laughs. I mean, I would have never thought that when we got the Batman Who Laughs that they would have actually attempted to do an all Dark Knight's Metal series. And I think that's so cool. And as you can see, you know, they're a pretty good hype comparison. I've heard some people complain about the hype, but I think the hype is really good between these two. I think the fact that we got Devastator as a $20 figure alone is amazing. I mean, if this was Mattel, they would have never actually made Devastator, but if Mattel for some reason had ever made Devastator, he would have been like a 7 Build-A-Figure thing, and same with Hasbro. So it shows you Mcfarlane, I mean, they're really capable of doing some awesome stuff. Here's a comparison with the Action Comics 1000 Superman, who is my all-time favorite Superman figure. I really like Mcfarlane toys, by the way, so I always kind of like talk really good about them. And it's just, I'm really impressed by their quality, and I'm more impressed by the fact that you look at companies like Hasbro and Mattel who do good jobs, but sometimes they're hindered in some areas. And you just see Mcfarlane, and it almost feels like a different quality altogether. It's really nice. And yeah, here's a comparison with the on-chain Superman armor, which was, again, a great figure. They're not, I will say, like, some of them are slashing their feet. They're kind of like, the way they're on here, they're not really standing properly. They're kind of leaning. So I think they're about the same height. I think Devastator might be a little bit bigger. His chest is just kind of like pushed in, not entirely sure. But if he is bigger, it's not by much, but still, that's not really too important. And lastly, here's our look with the armored Batman. So you can see they're around the same point, but, you know, a big notable, like, difference, I would say, is just, like, look at the proportions on Devastator versus the proportions. I don't know why I can't say that word. I don't know why there's a lot of words I have trouble saying. But yeah, like, just look at them. Like, the hand on this thing is massive compared to this one. And it just shows you they really put a lot of care into this action figure. They did an amazing job. And, you know, this is a figure that they could have made a Build-A-Figure. And I feel like everybody would have, you know, waited in line to buy this thing as a Build-A-Figure. So, again, it just amazes me that they made this as a single figure. And it's why I really like Mcfarlane toys so much. I wasn't sure about them, but they have done an amazing job with the DC license. And I know that they're mostly doing Batman, but I mean, come on, the Batman figures they are doing are Batman figures that have never been made before. So at least we're not getting like Arctic Batman again, or, you know, just Batman characters that have been redone. We're actually getting something new here and exclusive in a way, and it's just incredible. And thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.